Hey everybody, it's Thursday, October 20th, and it's late. It's like 8 o'clock our time. We had, we call it Thirsty Thursday in our backyard. Invited the neighborhood, had warm chili and hot bread. It was great, great night. And finally the kiln is cool enough to open. So I've got some neat new test glazes and some old favorites. We'll start right with the old favorite. Everybody, this is it for the last load of pumpkins. I'm not doing any more pumpkins this year. I'll get into them next year, Dan. They're just, the crystals, the glaze, everything about it is just marvelous. I love it, absolutely love it. This kiln was the top area, really fired beautifully. I got a complete 5, heavy 6, almost pushing 7, and that's exactly what I wanted because I have all the pieces that want the heat work up here. So I've just been taking a class, I think I mentioned it, about altering thrown items, and this is an altered casserole dish. So I threw this, the body, and then what I did was I threw this ring, and the ring is set inside, and then you alter the pot, push it together, add a foot, add the dome, and I think that's a really neat casserole dish. I'm quite pleased. I did a lot of carving, so this is kind of a test piece, and I'm liking it. I think it's quite nice, frankly. So, okay, new stuff down here. This is a piece that I threw. It's a vase, and this is a underglaze that I did sgraffito, and on the top I added I think it's Pacific blue green, and you could see there's some crawling. It didn't like it at all. So, and I noticed that when it dried you could see big cracks. So what I think I might do is I think this is going to be a refire, and I'll add another coat and see what we can get out of it. It's a pretty little vase, but sometimes things go good, sometimes they don't. Whoa, the middle was definitely, now the top was the hottest, Dan, because this is the cone 6 and it doesn't touch, and on the top it did. So yeah, this is the hottest is the very tippy top. Okay, another casserole dish. I did something a little different with this. What I did was, when I did this one, I also did 2 other things. You see the powder on my hands? Okay, the powder on my hands, that is alumina hydrate, so that things don't stick, but it did stick. Bottom didn't, and I've got this powder all over. You want to take that up to the thing so they can see it? So I carved that, and when I carved it, I wiped it's not ready to come out. I have to tap it. So I'll do it. I'll put it in the fridge and tap it. Okay, so I put a blue-green underglaze in the carving, wiped it away in greenware. Then when I glazed it with a combination of Glacier and Aqua, the Amico Celadons. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, this is a glaze I was really excited about. This is a new glaze combination from Mako, and the colors are just gorgeous, but it fused on the bottom. I don't mean it stuck, it fused. It didn't touch my kiln shelves. It's a whole huge bevy of glazes, but oh, how disappointing. And I held it back. You'll have to see the bottom. The colors are pretty, but the glaze stuck terribly. And this is another glaze fail new test. I inadvertently, Clay King sent me the wrong glaze. I was supposed to get cordovan, and they sent me copper float. So I was looking for some glaze combinations, and this is alabaster and copper float over it. And I don't like the color. I think it's boring. Kind of looks like an ash glaze maybe. And it fused like you won't believe. So that's something I'm gonna have to be careful with. And of course, pumpkin. Oh, it's a sweet pumpkin, Dan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like this little pumpkin. The pumpkins make me happy. They're fun to make, pretty to look at. How can you go wrong, right? The sodium silicate, I think I have to have more wax. Aluminum hydrate. Yeah, see how much aluminum hydrate? I've been having a thing called plucking. Because this is porcelain and it's such a tight closed body, on my kiln shelves, little pieces of the body would come out and be stuck there. So somebody suggested that what I should do is put this alumina hydrate on it. And the bottom's beautiful. I mean, it looks fantastic. Inadvertently, the stem and the leaves fell off. I fired them separately and I'll glue that on in the end. But the body of the pumpkin looks nice. Oh dear. Let's see, I'm gonna pile these up here. Oh, this is pretty. So the base, the foot, and the handle are my favorite, the Kentucky Mud Works Red Inferno. And the body is 2 coats of indigo float and then 2 coats of seaweed. And that's such a beautiful combination in and out. It's a simply pretty cup. So you can see, I love that. That's really nice. Oh, now we really stilted the heck out of this layer after layer after layer. So why don't you pause that for a second and we'll get this unloaded so I can get to the bottom because there's a lot here. So I finally got the bottom empty and I'll have to keep bending over and I put the pieces here for you to see. One that I'm really kind of pleased with has a combination I've never tried before. This is Blue Lagoon. 2 coats in and out, and on top, as you can see, I didn't go to the very bottom, it's satin Oribe, and it's a really nice looking glaze. Here, look at this one, Dan, show them this is very pretty. The ones that were so messed up, all of them that fused, it was a Mako combination of Himalayan salt, lavender mist, and patina, and what a hot mess. So I'm gonna have to redo that in a big way because I like the color combinations, but it ran way too much. Oh, I had fun with this making napkin rings. I took little rings, just made rings, and then put a foot on it. And then I sort of just hand painted them, little things. So these are napkin rings. And so it'll sit flat on the table. Put the napkin through it, and they're just flowers and leaves, and I outlined it with some designer liner, and they look kind of cute. Dan, show them this. So I just finger painted, had fun with it, and did them over. Unfortunately, as we all know, you can see the foot, how it's just this neat little foot that sits quite nice. Unfortunately, the pink, there's pink flowers on these, believe it or not, and it just burned right out. The pink did. So I'm going to have to do a much darker pink than I did on that. This is a refire, and this is a combination of, I can't think of what this is. Hydrangea, blue hydrangea with the blooms, and I love the inside. It has all these breaks and openings in it, which look fantastic. But on the outside, I reapplied, and it's okay, but it still didn't get the same effect. And there's 2 coats on the outside that I did on the inside. Show them the difference between how nice the color is on the inside and not on the outside. Oh, this is that. So that glaze I was telling you about, that was Himalayan salt times 2, lavender mist times 2, and then patina times 2, only the top half. This is one of those, and when Dan brings it up close to the camera, you'll see it's fused solid to the cookie. And as a matter of fact, it ran off the cookie and onto my shelf. and adhered, but the kiln wash took care of it. The glaze is really pretty, but whoa, how come they get results and I get fused? So, isn't that something? Like, and the inside's real pretty. Show them the inside. It's a pretty glaze, but look at that cookie. There's not even any cutting it off. It is just solid. The last that I have, oh, this is my favorite piece. I'm working with a florist in Southport, and she's going to be doing some Ikebana classes. She's a floral designer, and Ikebana is the Japanese art of flower arranging. It's a very simplistic form. They use pin frogs, and so the piece, the vase, is supposed to be elegant and small and organic. So this is what I made in that context. So this is the water box. It's really quite large for such a small arrangement. And then inside, I will permanently glue, epoxy, a pin frog in here. And you can see the blue for the water. I think that makes that really nice. That's that blue surf from Mako. And the exterior is a stamp I made myself, and it gives that rock look to it. So it's rough without being sharp. And then I use Georgie's Interactive Pigment. This is autumn foliage with Georgie's eggshell wash over it. I think it's really quite a success. I hope that the florists will like it. So I'm just doing up a variety of pieces so she can see, is this the kind of direction you want to go? What I like the best about that is, Dan, set it here on the front of the kiln so they can see the side profile. As you can see, this just floats off the side. It's very minimalistic, and then you put this elegant kind of simple arrangement. So you can buy just a cheap, small bunch of flowers, and it makes a nice statement. And with a water box that big, you don't have to constantly fill it, and the flowers last a long time. So the other things that I have are test tiles, 6 new glazes I got, and none of them performed the way I anticipated.
You want to bring them up here?
Yeah, I'm gonna come over there. Okay, let me come up here. So the first one, I have a dear friend, and she works a great deal with this honey flux from Amico, which I've never tried. And what she likes about it is that it's extremely stable, but mixed with another color, it does, wow, no, it didn't do anything like she said. So the front is 1 coat of honey flux, 2 coats of honey flux, 3 coats of honey flux. And you can see it is really stable, and it does get whitish when there's 3 coats. But on the back, I put 1 coat of honey flux and 2 coats of blue rutile, which she said would be this beautiful blue. Nope, I don't see that. So I'm not doing that very well, obviously. This is lavender flower. It's a foundations color, I believe. And 1 coat was fine, but you can see the breaks, it's not solid enough. And 2 is good, and it didn't run as much. But here we have the nice breaks in the color. Look at how it ran, almost ran off the thing. So this is lavender flower. It's a disappointment too. This is Elements Patina. So this is actually meant to be a low fire, but you can fire it at 6, not 06, cone 6. And it does different things. So it's supposed to be green, and you can see that where there are areas for it to catch on, there is some green and brown. But to me, it's like a washed out. I'm disappointed in that also. So I'm not so happy so far on standalone colors. And this is Mako's Lavender Mist. A lot of people love it. I hear of it and with a lot of combinations. I didn't do any combinations here. It's 3 coats in the back, 1, 2, 3. And so in my kiln, that's what it does. Kind of disappointing. This is another Elements glaze, which is an 04 normally glaze, but can be run to 6. So you can see at 3 coats, it's right off. And it's just green. I had hoped for something a little more than that. So I don't know where I'm going to use these glazes that I have. And this is Moss green moss run. It's in elements with chunkies, those little jungle gym things in it. And not turned on by that one either. So, 6 new glazes. Not sure what I'm going to do with. But at least I have a baseline. I don't want to combine them with anything else. So that's it for today. I have another huge kiln load tomorrow, but it's not going to be glaze, it's bisque. I have a couple of commission works, and I haven't done any big pieces in a while, so I'm desperately trying to hurry up and get those done. So I'll see you next time. Have a great day.